So what do we have to set our flashes to use the X1 transmitter? Let's take a look first at the AD360II and how that interacts with the X1 transmitter. As you can see here on the AD360II, we have it set to ETTL, and here's where we get into the different modes for transmission. Let's just kind of run through that real quick. This is regular ETTL. That's if we were going to use the flash on camera. It's a big flash to be using on camera. If you're using a bracket, I could see it putting in your hot shoe. It's kind of heavy for that. So that's right here. Using the little ziggy-zaggy button, we go from ETTL, and then now we go to ETTL with a little lightning bolt. What does that mean? That is the built-in infrared wireless system that all the Canon flashes have, and allows them to use infrared, or basically white light, to transmit the TTL information from a master on camera to a slave flash off camera. That's a nice thing to have, but quite honestly, we have radios built into these. We want to use the radio system. So the first one is, you hit this, it goes lightning bolt, it says master. You hit it again, lightning bolt, it says slave. We don't want either one of those. We want to get into the radio system. It looks like a little radio antenna with radio signs coming out of it. First one is master. We want to hit it one more time. Now we're into slave mode. What does that mean? We're using the X1 transmitter on the top of the camera in the hot shoe. We're taking the AD360 off camera. That's the whole idea of the system, is to be able to use off-camera flash. We need to have it into the slave mode. Next over here, we've got the channel. Remember, we set our X1 transmitter to channel 1. We need to make sure that our flash is also set to channel 1. And then the next is, what group is this flash set to? This is group A. You can see the button here with the menu. It says group. I can hit that and go to B. I can go to C. I can go back to A. Okay? We can go to channel over here. Channel 1. Turn the wheel up and down to channel 2. Right now I want to be in channel 1. Got it, locked in. We can manually do flash exposure compensation on the flash. I have no idea why you'd really want to do that, because you can do that from the X1 transmitter. Okay? But you do have that opportunity to do that here. So up here it just says we're in autofocus mode. So it's working with the autofocus mode of the camera and understanding where the focus is falling. So we've got ETTL, we've got a radio signal, we've got whether or not we've got this set to an audible beep. If you want to make sure that your flash fired, it'll beep, so you have that option to set that in your custom functions. Whether or not the flash is firing here, okay? We've got the 3 lines coming out of the flash head, means it is set to fire. Channel 1, slave A. That's the base setting. The only thing really, if you're using this off camera a lot, the only thing really you're probably changing is what group it's set to. Depending on, I like to have group A be my key light. If I'm using a fill light, I like to use that as group B. If I'm using an edge light, I'd like to use that as group E, or group C. Or E for edge, you could do that too. Find a system that works for you, and that should be the system that you use all the time. You'll notice there's no receiver clipped into the flash, because the receiver for the X1 system is built into the flash. The radio receiver is built into the flash. So there's nothing else you have to change. You just go to your X1 transmitter and you can test fire. If you set this in manual and you need to meter it, you set your flash group, which is A, on your X1 transmitter, you set it to manual, you can go and meter your light then too. Very simple, very easy to use.